Session 6. Session 6. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Session 6. I am overjoyed. I am happy for you if you're watching this video. You've come a long way. The miracle is right now. If you're not feeling what I'm feeling, let me make a suggestion. Go back and review. Ask yourself if you have lit at least one red candle. At least one red candle. The miracle begins to happen when you light that first red candle. When you go through the process and throw out that red candle, that is when the miracle begins to happen. What has happened when you have done that is you have actually learned the Talitha Cum technique. For those people who have reached this form, I say to you, congratulations. I send you great love and great joy because you are now prepared to be a Talitha Cum therapist, a root cause therapist. You have now mastered a technique that you can pass on to others. Do not get complacent. Continue to practice, practice, practice. I will share something with you. I first picked up a pen and wrote with my non-dominant hand in 1989. 1989. Only this past week did I burn another candle, a red candle. I don't know how I missed this situation. I don't know why I held on to that particular situation, but this past week, I lit a red candle. And this is a person who has always been present in my life. Don't be too hard on yourself, but you must learn the technique. And if you have not lit that one red candle and gone through the entire process of throwing that candle out, you still have work to do in mastering the technique. So in section 6, I'm going to say to you, let your character shine forth. Go back to the very beginning of session 1 and ask yourself, as a matter of fact, even before doing section 1, read the introduction, read the orientation. Look at section 1, read it, and look at the video, and then stop and ask yourself, did I give this 100%? If the answer is yes, continue and review section 2. Reread it, watch the video, and ask yourself the same question. Now remember something. The beauty of this technique, the beauty of this model, is that it is between you and the child. It is very personal. You don't need a therapist standing over you. I am here simply to teach you a technique. I am not here to advise. I am not here to guide. I am simply here to teach you a technique. The technique is so beautiful that it works itself, but it requires your help. So right now, if you're not experiencing the joy of the miracle that we talked about in the beginning, again, go back. Reread session 3. Watch the video. Reread session 4. Watch the video. Reread session 5. Watch the video. By the time you reach session 5, you should have the technique down pat. You should now be a root cause therapist. The way you keep it is by giving it away. The way you keep it is by giving it away. Freely it was given to you. Freely you pass it along to the next person. There are people in your life that need this model. They need this technique. But just because they need it does not mean that they will want it. Take no hostages and take no dead weight. As you work through the model in your own life, you will weed out the death, the dead stuff, the stuff that has been lying dormant in your life that is holding you back, that is tripping you up. You'll weed it out. And then you can see it coming in others around you. Let those people go. Let them go. If they ever need the technique, they will find you. Today is a day of celebration. If you have gone back and reviewed 1 through 5, then you are prepared to certify yourself as a root cause therapist. You don't need the government. You don't need the state. You don't need your parent or teacher or you don't need anybody to certify you. You are now prepared to certify yourself. See, we have rid ourselves of delusion. We have gone into a black box, and that black box has revealed to us the truth about who we are. So we don't need the approval of other people. At this point, you ought to be able to walk to the mirror, look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? Nelson, Edward, Peebles, Jr., I love you. And I approve of what you're doing. I love you with the love of God. Along this journey, it is going to be difficult. It is not easy work that we do. I've said this before, and I will say it again. 1 out of 10,000 might understand this model. 1 out of 10,000. So you walk this journey and you're feeling tired. You're looking at a lot of people who may walk away, who may disappoint you. But remember, it is not you. It's God working through you. When you run into people who do not choose to stay the course, learn from them. They too are your teachers. What part of this model tripped them up? And maybe you are the person who was sent to improve this model. This model is not written in concrete. It is revolving work. You, as a root cause therapist, will use this in all kinds of environments. Some of the environments I've never been in. Some of the environments that you will be taken to, the model has to be adjusted to fit that environment. I think one of the reasons that I'm so happy, one of the reasons that I'm feeling so much joy is because right now we're living in very chaotic times. We're living in a world of confusion. God is not the author of confusion, but the world seems to be confused. Many people are dying. I turned 75 on July 27th of this year. So no matter how you look at it, I have more time behind me than I do in front. My greatest fear, and yeah, I do have fears, was that I would die before I had passed this model on to someone who was competent and capable and understanding and willing to keep the ball rolling. Well, I'm happy because I know that those people who are looking at this video, those people who are thinking about the celebration today, those people who are willing to go back and examine themselves and say, did I give it 100%? Those are the people who will carry this model on. I don't want to die today, but if I do, then I know that this work will be carried on. So I want to thank you and every person who sends me a note that they have read and that they understand 1 through 5. Join me in the celebration in session 6. I got something for you, and I think you'll like it. Let me know that you are now ready to be certified as a root cause therapist. Now remember, it is your character, your trust, your responsibility, and it is a big, big responsibility. But I believe that if you have completed the 5 sessions, and if you're involved in this 6th session, I believe that you are one of those people that have not only been called, but you've also been chosen. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you for staying the course.